So in Fallout 76, one of the coolest things you can do is launch a nuke. Watching it launch up into the sky or land on a site and create massive devastation with this huge overarching mushroom cloud. This is all an amazing experience. And then with this video, I'm going to teach all of you guys how to exactly go through the steps of launching a nuke. Because when you first get in the silos, well, you're going to be wondering, how exactly do I do this? Well, before you even consider launching a nuke, you have to make sure that you get through the main story. Now, in order to launch a nuke each week, there are scorched officers scattered throughout Appalachia that have different coding cards. You can piece these coding cards together as you mow down and find these different scorched officers. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to make our lives a lot easier and go to the website nukecrypt.com, where each week they refresh the codes so you don't have to bother collecting the cards. So once you're ready to go to Silo Alpha, Silo Bravo, or Silo Charlie, you need to make sure that you have at least 30 circuitry, 45 steel, and a nuclear key card. Now I have to recommend to bring lots of stim packs, lots of ammo, repair kits, or a second weapon, Rad-X or Radaway if you're not using power armor. And then as a little bonus, I would recommend using the perks Hacker, Expert Hacker, and Master Hacker. You can bypass a lot of the turrets that are scattered throughout each of these segments if you have these perks equipped. But alright, let's get into the meat of it. Once you've entered the silo, each of the 3 silos are laid out the exact same. There's no difference within each of the innards of these vessels. Now, upon entering Silo Charlie, you firstly need to find an old biometrics card. I typically start near the symptomatic scanning machine because there's usually one sitting around close to it. So once you've found the card, quickly hop out of your armor and put yourself in the symptomatic tube to scan yourself and your data. Then move back towards where you entered the facility and head to the computer. Here you have to wipe the data from the old card and then enter the terminal and fabricate your new ID card. Then one more step, you just have to quickly head around the corner and once again scan your card to then push you on towards step 2. Now, once you've made your way through this hallway, you enter some sort of reactor room. In this room, you have to, within a short period of time, repair each pipe. So once you've cleared all those pesky enemies, you then head to the terminal in the center part of the room, shut down the reactors, and start the timer. Scattered throughout the room are these pipes. You have a generous amount of time to repair them, but note that enemies keep spawning in to attack you while you're repairing them. Now once the last pipe has been repaired, you reset the reactor and are ready to move on to the next segment. There are mainframe cores scattered all throughout this area that you have to manually destroy. Of course, keep in mind there are a ton of turrets and robots all throughout this area while you're trying to do this, so I generally clear the area first and then go through the cores. Now once you've damaged the mainframe core system enough, you are ready to move on to the next area. There's always an Assaultron here, so take note that this can be sometimes a 3-star legendary. But after that, you are in the second last area. So in this case, instead of damaging mainframe cores again, you actually have to replace the damaged ones. This is where having that 45 steel and 30 circuitry is essential, because if you don't want to be bothered to find some of the fixed mainframe cores that are scattered throughout the area, you need this much material to fix the 15 mainframe cores required for this step. So once you've grabbed the damaged mainframe cores, repaired them at the tinkerer's workbench around the corner, and then manually replaced them, you are then ready for the final step. So all mainframe cores replaced, you are then ready to enter the control room and start the final phase. So upon entering the area, you must clear out all the robots and turrets, and once you've done so, you just have to head to the main terminal and start the final phase. So once the launch sequence is initiated, you have to defend 1 to 5 robots that are on your side this time that are preparing the missile launch. So once the missile is ready to launch, you then have just a couple more steps before you get to wreak havoc on Appalachia. You first insert your nuclear keycard, you then enter your code on the right hand side. This is where NukeEncrypt.com is essential. You can favorite this page like I have, but make sure that when you do, you refresh the page each time that you do it so that you have the most updated code. And if you mess up the numbers, you burn through that nuclear keycard. So make sure that you are careful when you're entering that code. Now that's it. Enter your destination and watch hell let loose.